There was an old sailor who sat on a rock, waving and shaking his big hairy fist at the ladies next door in the Ritz, who taught all the children to play with their ice creams and marbles and all things galore. Along comes a lady who looks like a decent young woman. The lights have been on for an awfully long time. Usually they're turned off. And Mercedes... I don't smell female. Mercedes! Mercedes! Usually I can hear her stumbling around at this point. I wonder if she's using her special toy. I believe she calls it Shaft. As in Shaft.
Who's the baddest man around town?
You know what I'm talking about. Mercedes! Mercedes! Where is she? Where could she possibly be? Decent young woman who looks like a duck. She said she invented a new way to bring up the children to sew and to knit. The boys in the stable are shoveling litter and paper from yesterday's hunt. Mercedes! Where have you gone? Good Lord, it's hard enough to find good staff as it is already. Oh, and she can't even get the lights on most of the bloody time. Derek! Derek! I don't usually call for Derek, but Derek! I bet they've eloped. I bet they've run away together. She's gone behind my back, that two-timing bloody bimbo. And Derek the scumbag. Sure, I wasn't paying him money, but he got to live under the great Lord Bear estate, under my roof. I mean, sure, I haven't technically paid for it back yet, seeing as the IRS, HMRC, and ICE took and seized all of my property. And they did say that Gardner Americans, they're not property. But I disagree. I disagree, sir. That's what I told them, but my lawyer was nowhere to be found. God, I miss it when I was a medieval character. That way I could make out I was just simply enslaving the local populace. Now it doesn't really work out for my law, does it? Well, I suppose I'd better get on with entertaining the freaking peasants, which I'm told is not politically correct, by the way. They're supposed to be people of poor stature. PPS, which I thought stood for personal protective support of some sort. But so, seeing as my two employees aren't available right now to provide me with the content to respond to, God, I don't like doing things by myself. So I'm going to do a response to some terrible tattoos. Now, Alex has some tattoos, and might I say they are quite naff. Naff indeed. They're ridiculous. He has a Latin phrase on his left forearm. He has his son's name and date of birth on his right forearm. I don't know why he'd forget it. He has that giant Polynesian one that starts on his right arm and goes onto his back and a little bit onto his neck. And of course the skull with the smoke and the tribal hair. It's weird. Oh, yeah, he also has the nautical tattoo because I was in the Navy. People are bored with that, Alex. People are bored. When I was in the Navy, shut up. But we have to, unfortunately, stop berating Alex so we can actually get on with some bloody content on this channel. So, Alex, without further ado, yeah, that's right, I said it correctly, dumbass. Let's take a look at some of the world's most terrible tattoos. And I'll tell you what, if you enjoy this, let me know, because I will make a part 2, maybe a part 3, hell, even an entire series, warranting a brand new playlist. What do you say, eh? Okay, let's start. Okay, my pedigree chums, let's start with our first examples of degeneracy, debauchery, and dyslexia. Oh my, matching tattoos, I think? We are not our failures. Your parents would disagree, I think. It looks like Alex created your lettering in Photoshop when he was exceedingly tired. The font is rubbish, the spacing is terrible. The rose on the right there, that's not too bad. I have to wonder if this is the same person who later added the rose, thus improving the abomination of a phrase there. I think it is. Yes, yeah, it is the same person. It would have been considerably more, white trash, I believe is the term, if that was the case. It's still pretty high on the
I think I'm deep, but really my tattoo design doesn't mean anything, man.
scale. It almost looks like you did it yourself, whilst giving birth to twins at the top of an unfinished skyscraper. But I think we can all assume you went and paid for this abomination. Terrible! 5 out of 10 for terrible tats. Number 2, with 2 different people, I hope so anyway, with 2 very unique designs. You know, I had planned to play a game with you all, ladies and gents, in which you had to guess who the tattoo on the left was of. But looking now at myself and seeing a very run-down, post-alcohol anonymous Jonah Hill, yeah, I don't think anyone could have guessed correctly. Who did this? Me? The hair isn't too bad, but by the fur of Lord Bear, look at that face! This is like Alex's art coursework from high school, and he's dyspraxic. Why is there a red outline? Are you attempting to make an irate Alex thumbnail? It's like you're trying to draw attention to ghastly shading. And why Ryan Gosling? He's not that good of an actor. At least get a rubbish version of Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Gosling tattoo portrait there looks like him, but 3rd year high school, acne, overweight and very likely to touch your kids. And what in the name of all that is blonde and large-chested is that on the right? It attempted to draw the association between the Native Americans and the wolf. The wolf actually looks okay, it looks alright. It's not too bad at all. It could use more detail overall, but again, as far as tattoos go, it's okay. The other side of the face, however, the feathers, alright, looks unfinished, needs shading work, but the rest, why have you drawn the entire lips across the face? Wolves do not possess lips. It stops them from whistling in a menacing manner prior to tearing your face off. The eyebrow, eyes, nose, and the headdress along with the neck garment brace thingy, terrible! This is like when a 5-year-old brings back art from school and you pin it on the fridge, behind a large fridge magnet. What is that chin? I didn't know Native Americans' physiology was so close to nature that they possessed a bee stinger on their faces. It looks like he's growing Popeye the Sailor Man, but it's a tumor. I'm not an artist or a tattooist, ladies and gents, but I'm thinking there's a lot of mistakes here. I'm betting the gentleman who received the work done wears a vest every day and thinks turning his underwear inside out is an acceptable form of laundry. 7 out of 10 for terrible tats. Both of them. Now, moving on to the next pair, starting on the left, I see we have found some recent artwork from Michael J. Fox, everybody. Either that or Sylvester Stallone pinned you down and attempted to express himself without speaking like he does. I know some tattoos require multiple sittings, several appointments with an artist. But what exactly is it? A deep, emotional representation of a tiger standing proudly in the Far East? Its body looks like a really angry penis. The mountains look like the first 30 seconds of when you hand over a colouring book to your child at McDonald's. The lining of, presumably, the moon looks like what would happen in high school. You guys remember when you would try to draw a circle with a mouse compass, but you didn't wipe off the page after rubbing something out, and so your pencil was stopped every few millimeters, and look at what is that? Clouds? It looks like Ronald McDonald's Down syndrome cousin tried to advertise the restaurant chain on your back. Is that a pond in the lower left? It looks like a penis that you've tried to cover up by drawing lines in other places. Good grief! You do realize that it's very expensive to have tattoos removed, right? And I hear it's rather painful too. And looking over to the right, I have to disagree with the sentiment as well as the quality. You did this to yourself, didn't you? You got high, you got drunk. A friend lent you his tattoo kit and you ruined your own arm. It's like you took one of those super cheap pens you get in high school and just went to town on your arm. I'm betting that the only reason the numbers are super straight is because you used some kind of stencil. Somebody else probably held it against your arm, laughing like a hyena as you defaced your own arm with this abomination. You were trying to be cool. You thought you were being edgy. You thought it would be hilarious. But you look like the kind of guy who collects scrap metal for a living and resides in a traveling circus and or theme park. 8 out of 10 for terrible tats. Oh dear Lord. I'm tempted to just skip this one, ladies and gents. I can't get mad at the one on the left. I just mentioned McDonald's and lo and behold, Ronnie is here to call me out. Sure, it's basic as Alex's opinions, but I like it. It made me laugh. I'm not mad at all. The one on the right, however, remember when I mentioned dyslexia? Yeah, there seems to be an awfully high number of these learning difficulties among tattooists in the current year. Is it meant to be a grave? God till I die, family till I die, money till I die, in that order? Translating for you. Lord Bear till I die, of course. My drunk, bad influence friends who I go mudding with on a regular basis till I die. And the thing I'll never have until I die. Judging from what I've seen so far, that's likely to happen sooner rather than later. Okay, so Ronnie gets a 2 out of 10 for terrible tats because it's not that bad, and 7 out of 10 for the grave. Oh, here we go. 3 lined up for us, left to right, ladies and gents. Spelling mistakes. That's not how you spell your when you're trying to say you're. You either put the apostrophe in or you say you are a. The message, thief, is also spelled incorrectly. I before the E except after C is the rule. The tire, I don't get it, so I'm clearly not that deep, ladies and gents. The middle one looks like someone inserted Michael Jackson into the famously and very popular Nintendo 64 title, GoldenEye, and then turned on Big Head mode. I didn't think it was possible to make Michael Jackson look like he's melting even more, and very likely to touch your kids even more. It's like a Western artist tried to draw an anime version of Michael Jackson, but the shadowing and the hair make it look like Michael Jackson had a lot more wrong with him than we initially thought. The dinosaur with the crown, do I really need to say anything about this? It has the body of a fizzy pop covered gremlin and the head and crown. Yeah, I'm not even going to humour it with a responser. All 3 together, 8 out of 10 on the terrible tad scale. 3 again? Oh my Lord Bear. Next up on the Jeremy Kyle or Jerry Springer show, we tried to discern and distinguish just what went wrong whilst in the womb for these 3 very special individuals. F, the cyst, sem, dyslexia warning. All tattoo studios should come with that warning. In fact, if you're too stupid to not have an outline stencil done first, just after having the area shaved, to then not check it anyway, then you, quite frankly, deserve it. Let's be honest, ladies and gents. And what is that in the middle? Is it female? Is it male? Is this what they call non-binary? Is this person's head intersex? Never mind the tattoo, I mean it doesn't look that bad actually. Needs some work done especially on those flowers, I think they are, sticking out to the left and right. I mean the whole thing needs to be finished, but look at that face! What is it? Is this the final boss of feminism? It looks like a moderately powerful Pokemon. Gas type. And what's with the bloody piercings? Did you want me to come along and play dot to dot on your face? Are you what neckbeards inevitably evolve into after using an edgestone? Good lord. And what is that on the right? Hello Kitty nightmare fuel. An emo butthead Marilyn Manson fan with blue Pac-Man on the neck, coupled with severe acne. It's like someone threw a giant irradiated pizza at the atheist community and this is what emerged. Is this a boss in Dark Souls? This gentleman was definitely not only touched by an uncle at a young age, but I'm guessing he was also mass-fingered by some juggalos too. 9 out of 10 for terrible tats, except butthead on the end there. 10 out of 10. Well done, friend, you've successfully won yourself a year's worth of therapy. Now, I'm not sure we can outdo that one. I can't get mad at either of these. I mean, the troll with the messed up hair, that's kind of dirty, but I like both. Creative. I wasn't aware Darth Vader enjoyed Winnie the Pooh. The Chinese banned Winnie the Pooh, didn't they? That's how we got Darth Vader. It wasn't becoming a Jedi too later in life, thus giving in to emotions and love. It was the Chinese! The troll receives 4 out of 10, and Darth Pooh over there gets a 1 out of 10. The tattoo on the right is actually fairly well done. When I was a child, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child. And when I grew up, I put away childish things away. Yeah, so you see the word grew? Yeah, change that to grow. In fact, change the whole thing to say, when I eventually grow up, I'd like to learn English comprehension and not be a hillbilly. And what the actual hell is that on the right? Never mind the fact that somebody clearly got their middle-aged gin and tonic drinking, cancer-ridden mother tattooed in a bikini on their arm. Look at the fingers! Never mind the poor shading, never mind the messed up proportions of the body and disgusting looking stomach. Am I missing something here? Is this from a sci-fi show where the planet is dominated and ruled over by a species of slightly peeved cougars with prosthetic hands? I mean, I would watch the heck out of that show, to be honest with you. But, yeah, 7 out of 10 for the one on the left, 9 out of 10 for Margaret there on the right. Ah! Who found Alex's baby pictures from 1988? He's always been a poser. That baby looks like a Marvel villain.
Hardhead coming this summer.
This kid looks like he lifts for Pete's sake. Is this how we stop Amos Yee and his map buddies? Send in this kid to deal with them all? And on the right, again, it's U-R-A or with the apostrophe with the extra E on the end. And does the so-called spelling fix have an E before the L there? It looks like it does. You replaced a spelling mistake with another spelling mistake. How did these people survive childhood? I'll never know. What was that about Darwin, ladies and gents? Debunked by these lot. The boss baby there gets 5 out of 10. The spelling bee champ on the right gets a 9 for pure stupidity and not learning from their initial mistake. Ah, another scary baby! Is that Bob Hoskins as a child? I mean, it's really good, high detail, well shaded, the text is straight, filled in nicely. The detail on it is immaculate. Either the child looks like Damien, IRL, or the tattoo artist interpreted the child in a very different way. Like the tattoo artist is actually suffering from nightmare delusions. And that's how he sees the world, ladies and gentlemen. It's a tragedy. Tragedy! On the right, a clear and poor attempt at a candle with probably butterflies. Instead, it looks like a giant poo with flies with a super bad smell. Either it will get covered up by an actual skillful artist, or tell people you have a thing for scat. Your choice. Left side gets a 4, right side gets a whopping 10. That's 2 so far, ladies and gents, and serial killers on the left here. A plastic garden chair you bought for a $5 or stole from your friend's last barbecue on the right. Ladies and gents, these are the last 2, and I saved them for last because I really wanted to drive home the level of, on the left, clearly insane, clinically delusional tattoo artists there are, and with the other tattoo to show the alarmingly high number of Jack the Lad types who were clearly drunk and for some reason playing I Spy with friends, and whoever lost, the punishment, the forfeit for losing was naming I Spy with my little eye something beginning with C.
Cha.
Tattooed on your body. Well, ladies and gents, as you can see, I did not have much in the way of faith in humanity as it was. And to be honest, neither should have you. But I did enjoy laughing and then screaming in terror and then feeling deflated and, well, just sad. But if you like this, please do let me know. I might do more in the future. Make a real series of it. But that's it for today's video, ladies and gents. Like, share, check out the merch store. All the ways to support me are in the description. And now I've got to try and find Mercedes and Derek before it's too late. Cheerio! Oh, wait. I nearly forgot, ladies and gents. We have a winner for the Lord Bear Coat of Arms competition. It was tough. It was difficult to choose. But I sat down with Alex and we decided. The brand new Lord Bear Coat of Arms will be this. A huge well done and congratulations to Ari Wolf You, sir, are magnificent. Huge shout out to the other designs which I may still use in the future, but this one, it's just splendid. So thank you for taking part. Ari, Alex will be in contact with you soon to get your links and whatever you'd like to be placed in the description. Cheers again, everybody. Cheerio!